Move in, ladies. Everyone come closer. Don't be shy. Move in. Move in closer. Move in closer. Yes. The front row is empty. بفرمایید. I promise I won't bite you. Nice to see you. Okay. All right, ladies. Let's start with the Shira Malut, okay? Shila Malut. Asayanayim El Harim Main Yavo Esri. Esri Maim Adonai. Asay Shamayim Ve'aretz. Aliten Lamot Lecha. Yanom Shomrecha. Hine Lo Yanom Velo Yishan Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Shomrecha. Adonai Simcha. Yad Yaminecha, Yamam Hashem Eshri, Yekeka V'Rikayach Balayla, Adonai Yishmocha Mikora, Yishmor Et Namshecha, Adonai Yishmor, Tzadcha V'Necha, Le'ata V'Yad Olam. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to thank Rabbi Kururi and Rebetz and Debbie for putting this together and having us here tonight. Beautiful group of ladies. I want to commend every one of you for coming out and trying to learn something that's going to possibly make your lives a little bit better, a little bit brighter. Because at the end of the day, I think that's all we have. We have to each try to be a little bit better than we were the day before, every single day. So hopefully you'll walk away with something you can incorporate, and here we go. I'm gonna try to keep this talk as interactive as possible, so from time to time I'm gonna ask questions. Please respond. All right, so let's go. Let's start, I'm gonna start with a question. How do we truly love ourselves? Anyone? Anything? Anything come to mind?
Taking care of yourself.
Taking care of ourselves. Great. That's a great answer.
Accepting yourself.
Say again?
Accepting yourself.
Accepting yourself. Very good answer. Very good answer. Respecting yourself. Absolutely.
Stay away from whatever
It's very accurate.
Repeat that.
I didn't hear that.
Repeat that.
She said stepping away from things that are bothering you and accepting it. The first step to truly love yourself is very transformative. Stop all criticism. That's the first step to loving yourself. From this moment on, make a vow to yourself that you're gonna stop criticizing yourself. When you stop criticizing yourself, you're gonna stop criticizing everyone around you. That's how it works. Let's be honest, right? How often do we look at a picture of ourselves and go, ugh, is that what I look like? I'm that short, I'm that fat, I'm that this, we criticize everything about it, but yet it's hanging on the wall in probably our mother's house like the biggest masterpiece. It's time for us to start looking at ourselves just like our biggest cheerleaders look at us. The second step and the second key to loving ourselves, stop scaring yourself. Fear and anxiety, how often do we terrorize ourselves with our own thoughts, right? You ever notice all the what ifs? What if this happens? What if that happens? And the WPTs, what people think, or what we think people think, because you can never really know what's in someone else's mind, right? They all stop us from living the moment. The moment is now. We spend so much energy stressing about the things that haven't happened, and instead of enjoying the relationships that are around us. All of that negativity consumes us. And let's be real, us women can be very, very creative. If there's nothing serious to stress about, we will invent something. That's human nature. Think of it this way. Thoughts are like drops of water, okay? You have one drop of water, easily with a paper towel, you can wipe it up and move on. Now, if you have drop, 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 soon this table's gonna be soaked, the floor is gonna get soaked, you're gonna be standing in a puddle, and then a lake, and then an ocean, and suddenly you're overtaken by these thoughts of negativity. Do you want to be overtaken by negativity, or do you want to float on the ocean of life? That's your choice. There's always a choice. Every thought accumulates. When a thought comes into your mind and it accumulates, you have to stop and say, what type of puddle am I standing in? Is this puddle up to here? Is it up to here? Am I just paddling away just to stay afloat? Or am I actually enjoying my life and living my life? What is this thought? Is it helpful? Is it beneficial? And if it's not, you have to think twice again about it. Okay, so the good news is that we are in charge. We can step right over here out of that puddle of negativity and create a new puddle of positivity for ourselves. So ladies, repeat after me. We can always make changes.
We can always make changes.
We are always in charge.
We are always in charge.
Okay. So let's take those critical thoughts, those fear-based worries, and turn them into affirmations that actually work for us. You may have heard of the saying that says, think good and it will be good. This is not just wishful thinking. It's a spiritual mindset. It's a mindset shift, if you will. It can transform your reality. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing how we interpret reality. And when we do, we shape a better future. So let's be honest, for many of us, positive thinking isn't natural. Life experiences, even generational conditioning, have wired us to expect the worst possible things and second guess ourselves and focus only on negativity. So how do we rewire our minds to see life through a more empowering lens? It takes intentional practice. Tonight, I want to walk you through 7 daily actions that will help us rewire our thinking, build emotional resilience, and guide us to a more productive and fulfilling life. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's begin. Number 1, increase the use of positive words. The words we use to describe ourselves, others, and the world shapes how we experience life. Speech is powerful. It can create negative associations, or it can elevate our mindset and open the door to more optimism. For example, we can choose to focus on someone's flaws or find the goodness in them, approaching their actions with kindness and empathy. Try this. Start paying attention to your daily words. If they lean towards the negative, shift more towards the positive and empowering words. Here are some words that spark joy. abundance, agreeable, appreciation, outstanding, my favorite, outstanding, beautiful, calm, caring. You get the gist, right? When you're describing yourself and the others around you, try to use the positive words. Words that create a positive feeling in you will remain with you, will keep you joyous. So take out a look at the handout. I listed many words on there. Number one is, there's a lot of words over there that you can use in order to create more positivity into your world. These words help to reframe our negative self-talk. We all have moments of self-doubt, but what we tell ourselves has the power to shape our reality. Okay, so here are 5 of the most common negative thoughts that many women struggle with. Let's work together to reframe these thoughts, okay? So, and these thoughts aren't something that you say out loud to someone, right? It's a thought that comes in your mind and you might just sit there. You may have never said it, but you've thought it, right? So we want to shift that thought. So the negative thought, I'm not good enough. If we reframe it, means it says, I'm constantly growing, learning, evolving, I'm becoming my better self. You see the shift? You're reframing the negativity. Here's another one. I should have done better, right? Reframed, I did the best I could with what I had at that moment. It's a shift. Okay, now I'm gonna say a negative, and I want one of you or many of you to reframe it. Ready? Negative, I'm too old or too young to start something new. How can we shift that?
Never too late.
It's never too late. Beautiful.
I do my best.
I do my best. Fantastic. So, yes, there is no perfect age for anything. Who says age is a number? It's an arbitrary thing. It's what we make it to be. Okay, so there's a shift. So, another one. Nobody really cares about what I have to say. How can we shift that?
I care what I have to say.
Yeah, that's great, Jamie. That's right. My voice and my experiences matter. That's exactly right. Your voice matters. It's irrelevant. If someone else doesn't find what you have to say relevant, it doesn't matter. What do you think about it, right? These shifts may seem small, but they carry powerful energy. Repeated consistently, just like the drops of water, right? They shape the way that we see ourselves and the world around us. So ask yourself, what words will you choose today? And ladies, repeat after me. We can always make changes.
We can always make changes.
And we are always in charge.
And we are always in charge.
Okay. Number 2, view life from a broader perspective. Faith and trust, emunah and bitachon, shape the way we think, feel, and connect. But what does it mean to truly have faith? Faith is not passive hope. It's an active trust in Hashem. It's knowing that despite the uncertainty, despite the pain, despite the challenges, there is meaning and purpose behind everything. One of the biggest sources of anxiety is the desire to control everything. But faith means letting go. It means understanding that our job is only the effort. Hashem handles the outcome. We hold on too tightly, afraid of disappointment, and in doing so, we push away true connections. But what does it mean when what happens when we release control and we embrace authenticity? We create space for relationships to flourish. Negative thought patterns, fear, doubt, anxiety can push people away and create emotional distance. But when we shift the mindset to faith and positivity, our relationships transform effortlessly. Instead of approaching a relationship with worry, hesitation, overanalyzing, we learn to engage with presence, with confidence, and with an open heart. And when difficult moments arise, which is a part of everyone's life, we call upon our faith in Hashem, trusting that everything is exactly the way that it's supposed to be. Start each day with a faith-centered affirmation, such as Hashem is guiding me toward goodness. Everything happens for a reason, and I trust in the journey. I choose to see the good in every situation. On the handouts, there are daily affirmations that are rooted in faith. Pick a mantra that resonates with you. Connect to it. Repeat it daily. Did you know that the word abracadabra is actually Hebrew? Abracadabra is rooted in Hebrew. It means I will create as I speak. Words have power. What we speak, we shape. Affirmations retrain our thoughts, replace the doubt with trust, and build emotional resilience. If you walk away with one thing tonight, let it be this: fear and faith cannot coexist. Pick one. Pick one. They cannot coexist. And we're back to, we can always make changes. We are always in charge. Number 3, practice positive affirmations. Take a look at the handout again. You'll find a variety of positive affirmations you can start using right now. Positive affirmations are like magic for the soul. They are powerful, uplifting reminders that you are infinitely valuable, exactly as you are. Why? Because your worth is not something that you earn. It's something that you were born with. The Torah tells us that God didn't just create humans with words. He breathed life into us, infusing each person with a divine spark. Kabbalah takes this even a step further, revealing that this breath of life, God is blowing a part of himself into each and every one of us. That means your soul is pure, limitless, and completely good, the mirror image of the divine. Think about that for a second. No flaw, no mistake, no negative thought can diminish your true essence. Your soul shines beyond doubt, fear, and beyond struggle. You are much more than your passing emotions. You are light. You are purpose. You are infinite potential. So when you speak positive affirmations, you're not making something up. You're simply reminding yourself of the truth. You are worthy. You are whole. You are divinely destined for greatness. Each time you pass by a mirror, look at yourself in the eye and say, you are fabulous. Blow yourself a kiss and give yourself a high five. And don't laugh. Do it, you're gonna thank me for it. Okay, so now you're probably asking, about try konoma. So now you're probably saying, okay, yeah, all right, well, I know I'm great, but what about, this one, and this one did this to me, and that one did that to me, and this one said this to me, and that one didn't invite me, and this one, okay. To truly think good about other people, we need to focus on their godly dimensions. It is human nature to view others negatively. especially when we feel rejected. Giving others the benefit of the doubt frees us from this feeling of disappointment in them. Seeing the good in others allows us to experience a reflection of goodness in ourselves. Remember, just as you are always doing your best, everyone else is always doing their best. This is their best. And that's it. This is their best. They cannot do more than this. You start to look at people that way. Instead of criticizing them, you choose empathy, understanding, and letting go. Why? Because we are always in charge, and we can always make changes. I recently had a privilege of working with someone who faced the heartbreaking reality of letting go of a relationship after 22 years. It was painful. It was raw. It was a journey that felt impossible to make any sense of. But through our work together, we found meaning, not just in the relationship itself, but in the process of releasing it. That meaning became her strength. It helped her heal, to shift her perspective, and embrace the version of herself that was wiser, stronger, and more resilient than she ever even imagined. If this is something you're struggling with, please reach out and we can talk one-on-one. Okay, number 4, read or listen to podcasts on positivity. There are countless resources online, blogs, podcasts, WhatsApp groups dedicated to optimism and positive thinking. You can read them daily or subscribe to an email list for regular inspiration. On the flyer, there's a QR code for a WhatsApp group that I'm the admin of. I'd love to see you there. Feel free to join and share. We all have moments of negative thoughts that creep in. But rather than letting them take over, we can redirect our focus. Whenever you catch yourself stuck in negativity, grab a book, listen to a podcast, watch something inspirational, shift your focus. Shift, don't fall into that, because it will take you away. At first, you may think that it's a simple distraction that I'm talking about. At first it is. But little by little, if your focus is only on seeing the inspirational stuff, the positive stuff, only thinking and looking at the positive things, your mind starts to grab only onto those things that are positive. Positivity becomes your default mindset. You will naturally seek out uplifting energy in all your life. The more you consume positivity, the more it shapes your reality. So choose your inputs wisely, because what we absorb, we become. And ladies, repeat after me. We can always make changes.
We can always make changes.
We are always in charge.
We are always in charge.
Number 5, think joyfully. Thinking about joy helps you feel more joy. It's as simple as that. We can transform negative thinking by actively focusing on joy, associating uplifting situations with happiness and optimism. Okay, so I want to try something, okay? I'm going to give you a list of words, right? And imagine, I want you to conjure up scenes in your mind with each word that I tell you, okay? Then I'm gonna ask you to tell me what you saw. Ready? Joy, goodness, love, happiness, abundance, kindness, laughter, freedom, harmony, peacefulness. Were there any overlapping scenes? Anyone want to share?
For me, it's like when it's Shabbat and the whole family is together around the table, and there's abundance, happiness, peace, joy. For me,
That's beautiful,
that's
Abigail.
amazing.
That's wonderful. You see, connect to that.
Give hands,
Connect to that.
give hands to one another, like they feed one another. Joy brings happiness. All of this, they're
Connected.
connected.
Yes, yes. So you guys be up to doing like a 5-minute meditation that would increase joy?
Yeah.
Should I shut off the lights?
You wanna shut the lights?
I
We can
could.
shut the lights.
Some of them.
It's only
Some
5
of them.
minutes, it's not a long. Thank you. Okay, so this, Rabbi Moshe Cordovera, the Ramak, teaches that the physical qualities reflect spiritual realities. For example, the color white represents chesed, loving kindness. Wearing white can awaken feelings of joy and compassion. Red reflects gevura, strength and discipline. And water symbolizes chesed, okay? So this, he goes through all the colors in this meditation, okay? All right, everyone sit upright. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Hold it. And slowly exhale out. You are entering an enchanted garden. As you walk in, you notice how the flowers around you smell, how they feel. In front of you is a small pond, a pool of water on the surface. You see the color green. As the green unfolds, you feel it. You feel its true essence, its true nature. Green helps things grow into abundance. It's through envy that it grows. Envy motivates all life. Sense the different shades of green. Feel the beauty of light green and the purpose of the darker shades. As you look further into the pool, you see the color blue. Blue is like the sky over all things. Blue is filled with truth. Sky blue is the color of beginning. Blue is the color of God's presence, the Shekhinah. Shift your assemblage point to the color purple. Purple is mysticism and royalty. Visualize blue, visualize white, visualize blue and white garments laid upon your body, with a crown upon your head. Before you is your castle, and within is your greatest treasure room. Proceed toward the room. When you reach the door, notice that you have a key in your hand that will open the lock. Inside, there are stacks of gold coins and other monetary treasures. Seek out the greatest treasure in the room. It might be the large ancient book upon the pedestal. Feel free to open the book to a particular page. Imagine what you see on the page. It might be a single letter, like the letter Chaf. In the book of creation, Kaf signifies life. And here we learn that the greatest treasure in the world is just to be alive. Visualize the color yellow and become one with it. Feel yellow all around you. Yellow may represent the intellect and illumination of ideas. Yellow overwhelms all personal deceptions. It may dissolve the delusion of one's own identity, and hence there may be dissonance while remaining in its healing glow. Shift into the color orange. Orange is sensuous and relaxing. Succulent like an orange. Orange nourishes the emotions and calms the nerves, and is regenerating for the body and the soul. Now move out of the colors and back into the enchanted garden. Step out of the garden and back to the present, feeling renewed. Take the gifts of the colors and their lessons with you. Take a deep breath in and completely let it out. Open your eyes. How we doing?
Good.
Everybody okay?
I came out early.
Okay.
Lights?
Yes, please, lights. Yes, lights would be good. Thank you. Okay, so we continue. Number 6, offer gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool. It helps us recognize all of the goodness that we already have instead of focusing on what's missing. As soon as you start being grateful for the little things, the blue sky, the trees, your ability to walk, to think, to see, to smell, you will soon have a lot more to be thankful for. The entire life shifts. Your focus starts to shift when you focus on the things that you already have and be thankful for them. Each morning before rushing into the day, pause and reflect on all the blessings that you have in your life. Thank God for the gift of health. Be grateful for the opportunity to experience life again, to embrace each day as a chance to grow, to connect, and to elevate. When we lead with gratitude, we invite joy. We invite abundance. We invite fulfillment. And ladies, repeat after me. We always have a choice. We are always in charge.
We always have a choice, and we always have it in charge.
We're always in charge. And last but not least, number 7, forgiveness. Perhaps the greatest form of thinking good is forgiveness. It's to release resentment and to embrace compassion. Forgiveness is never about the other person. Forgiveness is always about you. It's about acceptance. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means I am strong enough to understand that you are doing your best and I am doing my best. And this is your best, and I accept that. One part of forgiveness that is hardly ever talked about is forgiving yourself. We're all human and we all make mistakes. The problem comes in when we make a mistake, we either beat ourselves up for making that mistake, right, which keeps the problem in place, or since as human beings, we always want to be right. That's the modus operandi of the human being. We always want to be right. So we don't want to admit that we made a mistake, right? And if we don't admit it, we can't forgive ourselves. What happens when that happens? We keep making the same mistake over and over and over again. Forgive others, forgive yourself, move on. Ultimately, through forgiveness, a person can take control of his life, freeing himself from the feelings of revenge and anger. When a person forgives himself and others, he moves from a victim to a person who has inner peace. Now, who doesn't want that? By practicing these 7 steps, you'll begin to transform your thoughts, elevate your words, and empower your actions. And as a natural side effect, your relationship with others will improve, because your relationship with the most important person in your life, which is yourself, will improve. In closing, faith and positive thinking are not passive practices. They are tools for transformation. They shape the way that we engage with ourselves, with the world, and with others. When we choose clarity over doubt, trust over fear, connection instead of control, our relationships, our opportunities, and our entire life shift for the better. As the saying goes, think good and it will be good. So let's make this more than just a phrase. Let's make it a way of living. I'm currently welcoming new clients, and anyone that's here tonight, if you reach out, I have a special rate for you. Thank you for being here today. May you always have the strength to step away from the puddles of doubt and fear and walk forward, hand in hand with Hashem, toward a life that is not just bigger and better, but more purposeful, more radiant, and more deeply aligned with who you are meant to be. Any questions?
Que nossa idade que é.
Updated yet.